there is a whisper that has grown into a roar, echoing across the globe among many Muslims. An undercurrent of concern, a ripple of unease, has taken hold, fueled by rumors, speculation, and a series of events that seem almost prophetic in nature. We are in the holy time of Ramadan, a period of reflection, prayer, and deep spirituality. Yet, as we approach the last 10 days, there is talk of an eclipse, a celestial event that has often been associated with significant happenings throughout history. In the midst of this, the world watches as the conflict between Palestine and Israel continues unabated, a painful reminder of the strife and division that exists in our world. The fires of war are burning, and amidst the ashes, there are whispers of an event that has sparked a wave of apprehension: the anticipated red heifer sacrifice by the Israelites, scheduled to take place the day after Eid. These events, happening in quick succession, have led many to wonder, to question. Are these signs that we are living in the end of times? Are these the heralds of a period of great change and upheaval that has been foretold in our sacred texts? As Muslims, we are taught to seek knowledge, to ask questions, and to strive for understanding. And so we turn to our faith, to the teachings of the Prophet, and the wisdom of the Quran. We seek guidance on how to interpret these events, and we look for ways to navigate these uncertain times. The trepidation is palpable, but what does our faith tell us? In the coming scenes, we will delve deeper into these concerns, examine the significance of these events, and seek answers from the rich tapestry of Islamic teachings. We invite you to join us on this journey of exploration, to engage with us in thoughtful dialogue, and to seek clarity amidst the whispers of uncertainty. As we navigate these complex issues together, let us remember the power of knowledge, the value of understanding, and the peace that comes from faith. Because in the end, it is not fear that guides us, but the unwavering light of belief. The celestial spectacle of an eclipse, happening during the sacred period of Ramadan, has caught the attention of many. In the Islamic tradition, eclipses are seen as signs from Allah, reminders of His vastness and the transient nature of life. They are not, however, indicators of impending doom or catastrophic events. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is reported to have said, "The sun and the moon are two signs amongst the signs of Allah. They do not eclipse because of someone's death or life." This underscores the fact that celestial events are natural phenomena, not tied to human events or actions. During an eclipse, Muslims are encouraged to pray, seek forgiveness, and reflect on the greatness of Allah. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, would perform the Laylatul Qadr, a special prayer during a solar eclipse. This prayer is a moment for Muslims to show humility, seek guidance, and remember the power of Allah. Now, the occurrence of an eclipse during Ramadan, the holiest month in the Islamic calendar, might seem especially significant. Ramadan is a time of spiritual introspection and heightened devotion. The fasting, prayer, and reflection that define this month are about fostering a closer connection with Allah and cultivating inner peace. If an eclipse happens during this sacred period, it can be seen as another opportunity for prayer and reflection, not as a foreboding omen. So, let's dispel the fears and understand that an eclipse, even during Ramadan, is a natural event, a reminder of our place in this vast universe and the power of the Creator. It's a call to prayer, reflection, and humility, not a sign of chaos or the end of times. While an eclipse is a marvel of nature, it is not a signal of doom. Let's embrace these celestial events as opportunities for spiritual growth and reminders of our faith's teachings. The world watches with bated breath as the conflict between Palestine and Israel continues. It's a situation that's been ongoing for decades, a complex web of historical, political, and religious factors that can't be easily untangled. But what does our faith, our belief, say about such conflicts and wars? Let's delve into the teachings of the Quran and the Hadith to find some guidance. In the Quran, peace is the cornerstone upon which all else rests. It tells us, "O you who have believed, enter into peace completely, and do not follow the footsteps of Satan. He is to you a clear enemy." So as believers, we are encouraged to seek peace, to strive for harmony, to avoid conflict where we can. Moreover, the Hadith, the sayings and teachings of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, also echo this sentiment. He said, "Do not wish for an encounter with the enemy. Pray to Allah to grant you safety. But when you are forced to face the enemy, be patient." This shows us that war is not something to be desired, but when pushed into such situations, patience and faith are our shields. The Prophet, peace be upon him, also reminded us that every human life is sacred, regardless of nationality, ethnicity, or religion. He said, "The killing of a person is the killing of all mankind, and the revival of a person is the revival of all mankind." This teaches us that in the eyes of our faith, every life is precious. So, in the face of the ongoing conflict, what should be our reaction? It should be one of peace, of understanding, of respect for all lives, and of a constant striving for resolution and reconciliation. We should pray for peace, for an end to the suffering, and for the wisdom and courage to navigate these challenging times in a manner that aligns with our faith. In times of conflict, our faith guides us towards peace and understanding. It reminds us of the sanctity of life, the virtue of patience, and the importance of seeking peace. The red heifer sacrifice, a ritual that is steeped in deep religious significance for the Israelites, is said to take place after Eid. Now let's delve deeper into understanding what this sacrifice entails. The red heifer sacrifice, known in Hebrew as para adumah, is a ritual performed by the Israelites. It involves the sacrifice of a flawless, entirely red cow that has never been used for any labor. The ashes of the sacrificed cow are then used in purification rituals. This ceremony carries a profound spiritual implication for the Israelites and is a part of their religious observance. From an Islamic perspective, we respect the faith practices of others, as taught by our beloved Prophet Muhammad. Peace be upon him. Islam teaches us to uphold the principle of lakum dinukum waliyadin, meaning, for you is your religion, and for me is my religion. This principle encourages mutual respect and understanding, acknowledging the diversity in religious practices. As Muslims, we believe that every ritual in every religion has a purpose and a place, and the red heifer sacrifice is no exception. It's crucial to understand that these practices are deeply rooted in the faith traditions of the Israelites, just as our rituals and practices are deeply rooted in our Islamic faith. In this time of heightened emotions, it's easy to let fear and uncertainty cloud our judgment. But as Muslims, we are advised to seek knowledge and understanding. The Quran encourages us to ponder, to question, to learn. So instead of succumbing to fear, let's strive to understand the practices of others and respect their religious observances. In conclusion, the red heifer sacrifice is a religious ritual of significance to the Israelites. As Muslims, we should respect this practice, just as we expect our practices to be respected. Let's remember that diversity in faith and practice is a part of the beauty of this world, a sign of the infinite wisdom of our Creator. Every religious ritual has its place and purpose, and it is not our place to fear them. These events have led many to wonder, are we living in the end of times? A question that echoes in the hearts and minds of many, especially in light of recent events. In the realm of Islam, the concept of the end of times, or Qiyamah, is both deep and profound. The Quran and the Hadith, the teachings of our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, speak about the signs that will precede the end of times. They depict a period of great trials and tribulations, a time of chaos and confusion, where the line between right and wrong becomes blurred. These signs are divided into minor and major ones. The minor signs are those which would occur first, gradually leading up to the major signs. Some of these minor signs, like the widespread of injustice, the prevalence of usury, and the consumption of alcohol, can be seen in our society today. However, it's important to remember that these signs are not a cause for fear or despair, but rather a reminder for us to reflect, to reassess our actions, and to return to the path of righteousness. They serve as a wake-up call, urging us to strengthen our relationship with Allah, to strive for justice and peace, and to be steadfast in our faith. As for the major signs, they include extraordinary events such as the coming of the Dajjal, the Antichrist, the descent of Jesus, peace be upon him, and the emergence of Gog and Magog. These events are beyond human comprehension and are known only to Allah. But are we living in the end of times? Only Allah knows. It's not our place to speculate or make predictions. What we can do, however, is prepare ourselves. Prepare ourselves by living righteously, by adhering to the teachings of Islam, by being kind and just, by seeking knowledge, and by serving humanity. The end of times is known only to Allah. As Muslims, we should focus on living righteously, and remember every day is a new opportunity to become a better version of ourselves, to seek forgiveness, and to strive for Jannah, the eternal paradise. Let's seize this opportunity and make the most of it. Fear is a natural response to the unknown. But as Muslims, how should we react to these fears? As we navigate this world with its uncertainties and apprehensions, it's essential to remember the teachings of our beloved Prophet and the wisdom of the Quran. They guide us, provide solace, and help us make sense of the world around us. We've been discussing some events that have sparked fear and anxiety in many hearts: an eclipse during the blessed days of Ramadan, ongoing conflict, and the anticipated red heifer sacrifice. These events have led many to wonder if we are nearing the end of times. It's understandable to feel fear, but let's remember what our faith teaches us about dealing with such emotions. In Islam, fear is not seen as a weakness but as a sign of our humanity. It reminds us of our limitations and our dependence on the Almighty. It's an emotion that encourages us to seek refuge in Allah, to trust in His wisdom, and to surrender to His will. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, advised us to turn to prayer in times of fear and uncertainty. When an eclipse occurred during his lifetime, he led the community in prayer and reminded them that celestial events are signs of Allah's greatness, not omens of doom. We are also advised to increase our acts of charity during times of fear and uncertainty. This not only benefits those in need, but also serves to alleviate our own anxieties by reminding us of the power of compassion and kindness. The ongoing conflict we see in the world today is indeed distressing. But let us remember the words of the Quran: with every hardship comes ease. This is a promise from Allah. We must hold on to this promise, pray for peace, and do what we can to contribute to it. As for the red heifer sacrifice, it's important to remember that our faith teaches us to respect the beliefs of others, even if they differ from our own. We must focus on our own actions and intentions, ensuring they align with our faith and values. In the face of fear, we find strength in our faith. Let these words guide us as we navigate these challenging times. May our faith be a beacon of light in the midst of uncertainty, a source of comfort amid fear, and a testament to our resilience as followers of Islam. In conclusion, the whispers of fear can be loud, but our faith is louder. We've discussed the concerns surrounding the eclipse during Ramadan, the ongoing conflict between Palestine and Israel, and the rumors of the red heifer sacrifice. As we navigate these uncertain times, it's essential to remember that our faith is our compass, guiding us through the darkness and into the light. We've also touched on the concept of the end of times, a topic that can stir fear in many hearts. Yet we must remember that our faith teaches us to embrace the unknown with courage and steadfastness. The Prophet's teachings provide us with the tools to navigate any situation, celestial events included. And finally, we've addressed the fear, the anxiety, and the uncertainty. But remember, fear is a whisper in the wind, easily drowned out by the roar of faith. Remember, we find solace and guidance in our faith, not in rumors or fear. For more insight into the teachings of Islam, consider watching our video on Understanding the Pillars of Islam.